to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be doing another full review. The full review episode today is going to be of Pepe Zevada Anejo Tequila. 40% alcohol by volume, 100% agave. Give you a take a look at that back there. I'm not going to go all over that. I've read it, I've read other stuff, and I've read all kinds of reviews online. It's a unique looking bottle. You can see that kind of shape. It's like got like where you can grip it and handle it. My big bare hands. Grab a hold of that. There's a kind of stuff here. See if I can't get you a better look at that. I guess these are the lists of the awards, or maybe it's just one. This little thing. The cap on this is very interesting because look at that. Anywho, if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. All my returning viewers, you know how we do. Let's get the show on the road. So the quick rundown for all the new people just tuning in. Mr. Randy does a 3-part series when he does a review for our libations. Beers are one shots, just one shot and it's done. I don't usually do a whole lot of review for that. Oh, I'm sorry, like homework behind it all. Yeah, it is what it is. I might adjust that later down the line, but we're moving on. Today we're doing the part 2, but we got to take a step back to part 1, off the rip. Get it home, crack it open, pour it in a glass, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you, because you're special. You are special. Part 2, or should I say dos, because we're talking about a tequila, is called the full review, where we're at here today. The full review. I drink down about halfway. I put the cap back on, screw this one on. I let it sit for a week or two, see if it opens up, if it gets any better, worse, it is what it is. I go online, get some information, I bring it back, I present it, we talk about it, I score it, we continue to drink it, so we can get down to part number 3, the final pour. Thusly named, the final pour in the glass, compare it to the first pour from off the rip, and everything in between. I've found this to be a very surprising, easy to drink, neat tequila, and that is because the Anejo is actually finished in oak barrels, and it makes it a little bit smoother. It rounds off some of those harsh, I can smell it from here, it's tripping me up. So the longer aging, some of these, like the Reposado is one that looks just like this, except you'll see that the Reposado is cheaper than the Anejo, because the Anejo sits in those barrels longer than the Reposado. It's got a very nice nose. It's got the nicest nose on tequila that I've had yet. I've only had about a handful, but this one has the nicest nose. You can smell it from like almost a foot away from your nose. It's very strong. Not strong, but I mean it's prominent. Like it's like, hey, I'm here. You know, you're gonna notice me. So they do say that these rested in oak barrels. One source said like 18, 19 months, and another one said, 24 months-ish. Not very consistent. Nothing I can tell directly from sources or whatnot. Yeah, that's kind of a trip. It's not a whole lot of information besides what you can see on the back of the bottle. They use vertical pressure cookers when they're doing the extraction and whatnot. And they use regular copper steels, which didn't say quite what that might be. So before we move on, I'm going to go ahead and get this first palating out of the way. Oh yeah. The label is... I'm going to keep this bottle too. That's a neat little bottle. And just because of that topper, dang, I'm going to keep that one. If you want to know how to take these things off, I did a video. It's called label removing or removing labels, whatever it landed. You boil them. You put them in a stock pot full of water all the way up to over the thing. Make sure you get water inside the bottle, and you slowly bring it up and you boil it. Once it gets to like a sub-rolling boiler, you can go ahead and let it sit there for like 5 minutes or so, and this stuff it'll peel right off, and you can probably use that sticker. I've reused them, but anyways, on with the show. So I did pay just a little, I think it was a little over $30 for this. Is that the receipt for it? That is the receipt for it. I still have it. Yep. It was on sale for $30, down from what? Okay. So the thing I found is wherever I looked around for this after I bought it, so just to see, and when I did the research, I found that this bottle can go up to $50. And normally in my area, it's like somewhere around $45-ish. So I got about $15 off of this. Unfortunately, this was in what's called a final few, which means the shop that carries these is not going to carry these anymore. This might be worth going back and snagging. I think there was one more left on the shelf. This was definitely worth going back and snagging that last one for $30. It's a pretty good deal. I think I've kind of already spoiled the very last ending part of this, but let's move on. Let's get that second palette and let's talk about it. I started thinking about Peter Fasciano, and he says that too, and now I'm starting to repeat him. Anywho, 40% ABV. You are getting vanilla and spice, but more prominent on the palate from off the rip, you can pull out some butterscotch. It's kind of neat, like a butterscotch, maybe a toffee like deal. Many of the reviews I've read did say butterscotch or toffee, and I think it's really coming from that the oak. I did not find if it said it was ex-bourbon barrels, but I would think so, right? I mean, not every Anejo has to be ex-bourbon barrel, does it? That I did not find out. Still new to tequila. Still got a lot to learn. Let's go ahead and move on. I'll get one more on the palate. The spice is nice and moderate. It's not heavy like some of the inexpensive tequilas we've had on the channel. But yeah, there's a little bit of butterscotch. There's my butterscotch. Vanilla spice plays really nice. It's got a good palate. Let's go ahead and get this finish done. Oh, I gotta say, this would be a dangerous sipper. I mean, it is only 40%, but still, that is the easiest drinking tequila I've had yet. And this is probably the most costly of the tequilas I've had so far. Yes, I do like when I start a line on something, just like I did with the bourbon, the whiskey, and then the scotch, I worked my way on the bottom shelf and then slowly trickled up through the top shelves. I didn't get to the top. I actually did have one top shelf. That Lagavulin 16 was top shelf for sure. It's still kicking about $115 out the door in my area. I haven't looked to see what it would be like in San Antonio. This is really good. Sipping it neat. I tried to have it in some tonic and ginger ale, as I mentioned on the Off the Rip video. I usually drink gin and now tequila mixed in with some tonic water. I also have the ginger ale. I didn't care very much for this being mixed. I think this is, when I get to, I'll definitely see if I can't pick that other bottle up if it's there. This is a very nice sipper. This can be sipped. Most tequilas, unless I guess because of the Anejo, the extra time in the barrel. So the finish is moderately quick on everywhere but the back end. I did not get a lot of effects on the cheeks, the lips, or the gums. I don't know. Not a whole lot of action or not a whole lot of flavor retention on that finish. It goes pretty quickly. The only thing that's really left on the finish is the back end. There's a heat in there. It's dissipating moderately slow, but it's still there. Just let me know, hey, you just had something pretty good. So if you're still watching, you're still here, thank you. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let whatever algorithm on whatever platform you're watching this, let it know that you like the video and that, hey, it's worth it, right? Do me a favor. Hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about it. Where are you? What are you drinking? Let's go ahead and put a score on this. I'm going to have to score it based upon its original and average pricing of, what, $45 to $50. We'll say 45. I think I can get it relatively easy for 45 in this area, even though I won't be here much longer now. But let's say 45. So $45 bottle. Score it. I'm going to give it a strong 4 out of 5. That is a really good one. Strong 4 out of 5. It's got very easy. It's very tasty. The palating's nice. The nose is nice. The finish is a little wishy-washy. It's on and off. I think it just depends. Is it your first pour of the day? You know, and it could get better. It will. If I had more, it would definitely probably give me a little bit more on the finish to admire and then love. But it's a nice one. So I'm gonna give it a strong 4 out of 5 for $45. It's a good tequila, Anejo. I know I'm gonna have better eventually, but for now, I guess we'll just put it there. We'll drop it at a strong 4 out of 5. My fair price for that, I wouldn't feel bad paying $40 for it. $45 is stressing it. I definitely probably would not go for this for $50. There's plenty of bottles out there still to try, so yeah. I mean, if that last one is still there on that shelf and it's still $30, I'll snag it. So there it is. Would I buy this again? I just said yes, I would. So let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Definitely have a good one. Definitely.